जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय प्रभुपाद जगद्गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। जगत गुरु श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भागवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। So we're going to read seventh canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, same title, Science of God, chapter titled as Prahlad Maharaj, the saintly son of Hiranyakashipu, chapter number chapter number 5, verse number 6. So please repeat after me. Sri Narada Vacha Shrutva Putra Girodaitāha Shrutva Putra Girodaityah Parapaksha Samahitaha Jahasa Buddhir Balanam Vividyate Parabuddhivihi Vidyate Parabuddhihi. Sri Narada Vacha Shrutva Putra Girodaitāha Parapaksha Samahitaha Jahasa Buddhir Balanam Vidyate Parabuddhivihi. Sri Narada Vacha Shrutva Putra Girodaitāha Parapaksha Samahitaha Jahasa Buddhir Balanam Vidyate Parabuddhivihi. Sri Narada Vacha Shrutva Putra Girodaitāha Parapaksha Samahitaha Jahasa Buddhir Balanam Vidyate Parabuddhivihi. Sri Narada Vacha. सही आप रिपीट कीजिए. श्री नारद वाच श्रुत्वा पुत्र गिरोदयितः परपक्ष समाहितः जहास बुद्धिर्बालानं विद्यते परबुद्धिभिः. श्री नारद वाच श्रुत्वा पुत्र गिरोदयितः परपक्ष समाहितः जहास बुद्धिर्बालानं विद्यते परबुद्धिभिः. श्री नारद वाच श्रुत्वा पुत्र गिरोदयितः परपक्ष समाहितः जहास बुद्धिर्बालानं विद्यते परबुद्धिभिः। श्रीनारद उवाच श्रुत्वा पुत्रगिरो दैत्यः परपक्षसमाहितः जहास बुद्धिर्बालानां विद्यते परबुद्धिभिः। Sri Narad Uvacha, Narad Muni said, Shrutva, hearing, Putra Giraha, the instructive word of his son, Daitaha, Hiranyakasyapu, Parapaksha, on the side of the enemy, Samahitaha, full of faith, Jahasha, loved, Buddhihi, the intelligence, Balanam, of small boys, Vidyate, is polluted, Para Buddhivihi, by instruction of the enemy's camp. Translation and purport by Sri Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Narad Muni continued when Prahlad Maharaj spoke about the path of self-realization in devotional service. Thus, being faithful to the camp of his father's enemy, Hiranyakasipu, the king of the demon, heard Prahlad's word, and he laughingly said, "Thus is the intelligence of children spoiled by the words of the enemies." Purport: Hiranyakasipu, being a demon, would always consider Lord Vishnu and his devotee to be his enemy. Therefore, the word Parapaksha, on the side of the enemy, is used here. Hiranyakasipu never agreed with the words of Vishnu or Krishna. Rather, he was angered by the intelligence of a Vaishnava. Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna says, Sarva dharma parityajam mamakam saranam bhaja. Give up all other duties and surrender unto me. But demons like Hiranyakasipu never agree to do this. Therefore, Krishna says, Nama duskriti no mudha prapadyante naradhamaha mayaya prahuta jnana asurang bhava masritaha. Those miscreant who are grossly foolish, lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me. Bhagavad Gita 7.15. The Asura Bhava, the atheistic nature, is directly represented by Hiranyakasipu. Such person, being Mudha and Naradhama, foolish or rascal, the lowest of men, would never accept Vishnu as the supreme and surrender to him. Hiranyakasipu naturally become increasingly angry that his son Prahlad was being influenced by the camp of the enemy. He therefore asked the saintly person like Narada not be allowed within the residential quarters of his son, for otherwise Prahlad would be future spoiled by Vaishnava's instruction. हिंदी में पढ़ेंगे क्या? हिंदी में पढ़ेंगे क्या?
जब प्रहलाद महाराज ने भक्तिमय आत्म साक्षात्कार के विषय में बतलाया और इस तरह अपने पिता के शत्रु पक्ष के प्रति अपनी स्वामी भक्ति दिखलाई, तो असुरराज हिरण्यकशिपु ने प्रहलाद की बातें सुनकर हंसते हुए कहा, शत्रु की वाणी द्वारा बाल बुद्धि इसी तरह बिगाड़ी जाती है। हिरण्यकशिपु असुर होने के कारण तात्पर्य: हिरण्यकशिपु असुर होने के कारण विष्णु तथा उनके भक्तों को अपना शत्रु मानता था। इसलिए यहाँ परपक्ष, शत्रु की ओर शब्द व्यवहृत हुआ है। हिरण्यकशिपु ने कभी भी विष्णु या कृष्ण की बातें नहीं मानी। प्रत्युत वह किसी भी वैष्णव की बुद्धि से क्रोधित हो उठता था। भगवान विष्णु या कृष्ण कहते हैं, सर्वधर्मान परित्यज्य मामेकम शरणम व्रज, अन्य सारे कर्तव्यों को त्याग कर मेरी शरण में आओ। हिरण्यकशिपु जैसे असुरों ने इससे कभी सहमति नहीं दिखलाई। अतएव कृष्ण कहते हैं, नमाम दुष्कृतिनो मूढ़ाः प्रपद्यन्ते नराधमाः मायया अपहृत ज्ञाना आसुरम भावम आश्रिताः। जो दुर्जन निपट मूर्ख है, जो मनुष्यों में अधम है, जिनकी बुद्धि मोह द्वारा नष्ट हो चुकी है और जो असुरों के नास्तिक स्वभाव को धारण करने वाले हैं, वे मेरी शरण में नहीं आते। भगवद गीता 17वें अध्याय के 15वें श्लोक में बताया गया। हिरण्यकशिपु असुर स्वभाव का प्रत्यक्ष प्रतिनिधित्व करता है। ऐसे लोग मूढ़ तथा नराधम होने के कारण कभी भी विष्णु को परम पुरुष के रूप में, परम पुरुष रूप में स्वीकार नहीं करते और न उनकी शरण ग्रहण करते हैं। स्वाभाविक ही था कि हिरण्यकशिपु अपने पुत्र प्रहलाद पर अत्यधिक क्रुद्ध होता है कि वह शत्रु पक्ष द्वारा प्रभावित हो रहा था। अतएव उसने आदेश दे दिया कि उसके पुत्र के निवास स्थान में नारद जैसे साधु पुरुषों को प्रविष्ट न होने दिया जाए, अन्यथा वैष्णव उपदेशों से प्रहलाद अधिक बिगड़ जाएगा।
ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देव्ये गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरद्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः वच पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरि यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दं श्री चैतन्य। I would desperately beg for your blessing, Prabhuji, and from all the senior Vaishnavas. So please bless me so that I can just speak this transcendental subject matter for my own purification. So we are discussing, we are reading 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, where we hear about extreme devotees and extreme um, demons. Srila Prabhupada calls them Nara Dhama and Nara Uttama. Like Nara Dhama is Hiranyakashipu and Narottama is Prahlad Maharaj. So like the topmost devotee is Prahlad and the topmost atheist is Hiranyakashipu. The Srila Prabhupada says there's two parties, Vishnu parties and Asuras parties. So we may discuss on this in detail. So Narad Muni is speaking this verse to Yudhishthir Maharaj, like that what happened after the first meeting between father and son, Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad Maharaj. So after hearing from Prahlad Maharaj, Hiranyakashipu started laughing It was there. Maybe we can read once the previous verses, like previous verse translation, to understand the situation. I'll just read the translation of the previous verse. Prahlad Maharaj replied, "O best of Asura, king of demons, as far as I have learned from my spiritual master, any person who has accepted a temporary body and a temporary household life is certainly embarrassed by anxiety because of having fallen in dark well where there is no water but only suffering. One should give up this position and go to the forest, Bana. For more clearly, one should go to Brindavana, where only Krishna consciousness is prevalent, and should thus take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead." So let's come back to the current verses. What happens, then by hearing from Prahlad, fastly, Hiranyakashipu, like uh, he didn't take the most profound instruction which is Prahlad was giving, because of his it is like small boys. In Sanskrit it is written Buddhir Balanam. So he laughed, and Jahasa, like he's laughed. That is the Sanskrit meaning. So sometimes a small boy may speak very great things, but a person who is stopped, who is popped up, maybe not able to take it seriously. Sometimes child may say Papa as Papi, just an example, and the father may take it, and he will not take it in an offensive way. And Papa means we know father, and Papi means sinful. So when the pronouns will the child will pronounce this wrongly, papi, father will smile. He will not take it in a offense way. Like this, he will say child may be calling out of love, with love. Maybe he doesn't know. Maybe not understanding the meaning, what is he trying to calling. And see, so he laughed. So Prahlad was very young at that point, like very small 5 years old king is that time. So his father just laughed at this word and said, "Who is teaching all this stuff to him?" He was thinking, "ये कौन सिखा रहा है इसको?" And he says, maybe some, it is proper mentioned, Parapaksha, some enemy camp is coming. And that is his thinking. And we know Prahlad Maharaj would never consider that. Like as Hiranyakashipu is considering Parapaksha. Prahlad Maharaj will never have this consciousness. Prahlad Maharaj will never say like my Paksha or his Paksha. He consider everyone as a friend. How? We know that it is called Basunda, Vasudeva Kutumbakam. But an envious person who is envious to Lord Vishnu and his devotees consider this is mine and that is my enemy. But devotee do not consider that, because as I said, they know that Vasudeva Kutumbakam. So Prahlad Maharaj doesn't have that consciousness, but Hiranyakashipu does, because he described here in this purport, Sloka, as Daityaha. So Srila Prabhupada brings up his purport with a very important verses, like quoting from Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th chapter and 15 verses. Here in the purport you can see, like that 4 kind of people never surrendered to Krishna. In the purport, if you just go and click on that, you can see that is written the 4 kind of people never surrendered to Krishna. One is the first is written Diskrutaha, that is Diskruta is the first as miscreant. People who is misuse their intelligence for sinful activities, like instead of serving Krishna. That is called like duskritaha. And therefore, like the first word is grossly foolish person, that is mudha, and the lowest of mankind, and the third, bewildered speculators, and fourth is like professed atheists, and ever mentioned never surrender unto the lotus feet of personality of Godhead, in spite of all scripture and authoritative advice. So it is written, they will not surrender to Krishna or Vishnu. So Srila Prabhupada mentioned that this is Asura Bhava, the atheistic nature that is mentioned, which is directly represented represented by Hiranyakashipu. And such person being Mudha and Naradhama, or it is like fools and rascal, Prabhupada is mentioning, the lowest of men would never accept Vishnu as the supreme and he will not surrender to him. So Srila Prabhupada give examples. He gives you example. One of his like if you just see Mudha. Mudha means he gave example giving a reference to donkey, like how donkey behaves. So he do a lot of hard work and all, even though for he get kicks from the female uh, donkey, still he runs after sense gratification or do hard work. And Naradhama, like most advanced in material world, or you can say there is no spiritual knowledge. So Srila Prabhupada says there is two parties, as we discussed in the first, like there is two party, Vishnu parties and Asura parties. Some people join the Vishnu parties or the parties of the Supreme Lord, and some join the party of Asura, of the demon, or the demon parties. The word Asura means, Srila Prabhupada said, like Asu means immediately, and the Ra means Raman. Like those who want to enjoy immediate pleasure are called Asura. That is the definition of like Asura, or you can say the quality of an Asura. Now, because they want instant pleasure, so what happens? Scripture says that they discard the injunction of the Lord or instruction of the Lord, you can say. It says in Padma Purana, I believe, Vishnu Bhaktah Samruto Daiva Asura Stab Viparjaya. It says, so those who are devotee of Vishnu, they are called like the demigods, or you can say Daivatas. And Asura Tad Viparjaya, just the opposite number. Asuras Tad Viparjaya. So, like Hiranyakashipu, he is not devotee of Vishnu, but against the devotee of Vishnu also. And therefore, he is called Asura. And another example, Ravan. He was very powerful, but he was not in favor of Lord Ramachandra. So, therefore, he was also a demon, or you can say Rakshash, it was mentioned. So whatever high qualification he may process, like we may process or anyone process, if we are not a devotee, like or not against, like we are not favor of nor in the parties of Vishnu, then we will be also called as a demon, like Hiranyakashipu also called as a demon. So Srila Prabhupada says this is the like conclusion of the Shastra. In this chapter, if you just click on that, go into detail on that, you'll see the purport Srila Prabhupada given exactly like this. So Krishna says in 16th chapter, last verses, he says like Yah Shastra Vidham Utsujya Vartate Karma Kartah Na Sa Siddham Abhavatponi Na Sukham Na Param Gatim. So I have only the translation like he who discards scriptural injunction and acts according to his own whims attains neither perfection nor happiness nor supreme destination. I mean, what to talk about this material world perfection, spiritual world. He'll not attain perfection here also. So that was there. So one boy argued with Srila Prabhupada. He was telling, Prabhupada, you are telling me to stop, telling us, keep us saying, stop smoking. Who can stop me if I smoke? Then Srila Prabhupada said, ki, okay, we cannot stop. Nobody can stop you, but uh, you can smoke, but you cannot escape from the consequences of smoking or lung cancer. You have to suffer of lung cancer. So one can break God's laws, like it is, you can say, like so one cannot break a God laws, but one can break oneself against it. That is said. That is mentioned. So like there was an proud captain. I will just give an example. So driving a ship. It was a dark night, and he is far from in the sea, and he saw a light is coming from other side, and he thought maybe another ship, and he just so he gave a message that please take a diversion, a 20-degree diversion from and take go back, because otherwise we may be or hit or collapse, or you can say, what is that called, collide. So take a 20-degree of diversion. But then signal came back and telling, sir, better you take 20-degree diversion. Then he got angry, and captain is telling, I'm a A-class captain, and I'm giving you instruction. You better take a 20-degree division and give me away. And then again that what is that? The message came back, ki, sir, I am a C-class servant. Better you take division. And he got more angry, even more angry, is telling, Are, how can he say like this? You then he just sending SMS again. You better take diversion 20-degree, otherwise I will snark you, or I'll just lay you down. Uh, I'll do something so that you'll lose your job, and better you take. Then that again the message came, sir, I cannot take diversion because I'm a lighthouse. so, so like, see, now the person is understood. He become understood that, if I will not take diversion, then I will only go and get hit. So this he's telling like this. So what I'm trying to make is that, so that is there. It is also called a lighthouse principle. You can say this called as a lighthouse principle. So then the captain understood, and because it is the lighthouse, if I go straight, then I only break my ship against it. So better I will take diversion. So which means if somebody tries to break God's law, they only suffer. They will only suffer. And it is like here it is like, and Hiranyakasipu is practical example of a proof of a practical example. Like although he become a, it is called Ekrat, or you can say, which means it like singular king of the world, entire world, you can say, and that he completely kept the whole world under the control, under his control. So he threatened the earth to produce mango and apple and jackfruit and so many other foods. He threatened, and out of fear, it produced also. And whenever he went park also, he look at the sky, and he says, "Hey, drizzle now." So the cloud will be drizzling. If the sun is very hot, he will just look at the sun, and just he just twist his eye, and he'll, hey, why are you so hot? So then that sun will say, okay, sir, sorry, sir, I will just reduce my temperature. So sun will also reduce the temperature. Like this, So he has such a control. He may appear as he may appear to be a anybody to as a god also, because it has become also god. He may be appear. So Krishna says in Srimad Bhagavatam that mad bhayat bati batayoho surya tapati mad bhayat varsya varsantrindriyo dahatyaginar mrityuscharita mad bhayat. Out of fear of me the wind blows, out of fear of me the sun shines, out of fear of me the Indra pours water, and out of fear of me the fire burns. Now we have a question that what is that fear? Krishna is supreme personality of God. Why the fear is there in demigod also? Our Vaishnava acharyas say, what is that fear? That fear is due to demigod acts perfectly. Like they are thinking, what is that fear that due to demigods are acting perfectly? So Acharya said this fear is like to displease to Supreme Lord. So fear to displease the master, another sign of love also. Like I may displease my guru, my master. So I have to work properly. I have to perform properly. So fearing the master is different from fearing the displeasing the master. That is there. So when the demigod saw that, like Krishna is so loving personality, so lovable and enduring, such perfect master who is spotless in his love for us. So we also have to offer to him like service, like spotlessly. They will also think like this. Who? Demigod. That is their fear. So now Hiranyakashipu also appearing to be like a lord. He was making the rain shower, and he was changing the temperature, and also he is demanding the earth to give fruits, like all varieties of fruits. And in the same way, can say uh, someone can say, so can a soul can become a god? Because Hiranyakashipu symptoms is there. So like this, can a soul can become a god? The answer is no. So why? Hiranyakashipu could exercise control over material nature, but only for the short period of prior of time, like short period of time. Like after that, Lord Narasimha came out from the pillar and finished him. So Prahlad Maharaj says, oh my Lord, my dear Lord, my father was so powerful. He was so powerful. He was mighty. He was mighty and so powerful. He could control everything. And you picked him up and put him in your lap and store him into a pieces in front of my eyes. I better surrender to you. Then remain foolish than my father, who refused to surrender to you. It is there. So one intelligent person should surrender to him knowingly. He is the master of time, and he is the million of the universe. He is the master of the million universe. Not only this material world, like Hiranyakasipu has become master of this material world, and he got killed. And also he is not only that, and Krishna is so lovable master. Better surrender to him instead of surrendering to something. Same way, so many things we are also sometimes uh, sometimes we are becoming sometime master, we are thinking sometime we can also do something, or we can see how much we are surrendered to Lord. We can always cross check. Like here it is the Prabhupada is mentioned na, like what is the demonic qualification of demons. So, or that is definition of demon. It was that those who wanted to enjoy immediate immediately or immediate pleasure, that is called asura. So we should always cross check ki what are we in the right path, So that we can also learn from this also. And Srila Prabhupada wrote this purport. So he was thinking ki maybe somebody coming, or he was thinking Narada, like Vaishnava is coming, and like they are my enemy and they are coming into our camp. ओ संडा अमर का थे तो उनके कैंप में आके मे भी उल्टा सीधा पाठ पढ़ा रहे हैं. So that has to be stopped. So but Srila Prabhupada is telling this behavior is Mudha, or he is Naradhama, or Srila Prabhupada is telling fool is a rascal. So this was the complete purport which Srila Prabhupada given. So I think I have elaborated in my capacity. So if any correction or any question or any realization, please share. Like I have completed all this whatever Srila Prabhupada is trying to say. So if any correction, Prabhuji, please share. Or any comments or any realization. So yes. What is that word? Impersonality, impersonalism, impersonalism.
I, I got to know that some person who is not a devotee in a deity form, that means they'll only believe in energy and then surrender to God. They don't like us deity form idols. That is the word in Gita we got to know. But any person exists who followed this, Prabhuji? Any person who followed like no deity form, only energy form, and then was able to get the liberation.
Hare Krishna. The Mataji question was that some person they are worshipping impersonalism, or you can say the Brahman form of the Lord, or you can say like so many people says they are worshipping the Brahma Jyoti form of the Lord. That is also the feature of the Lord. And her question is any person who like achieved liberation after worshipping the so Mataji, the answer is that there is five kind of liberation is there. So but thing is that I will like that is we can say Krishna is there, and they are in just next before the parda like screen. They don't wanted to enter the Krishna. Like before giving your answer, I will just tell like which Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita is telling which is the best to worship. So he's telling, I'll just wait. I'll find out the sloka. It would be good. Yes. So Arjuna is asking the question. So Arjuna is inquiring ki which in the Bhagavad Gita 12.1 is telling ki which consider to be more perfect, those who are always properly engaged in your devotional service, or those who are worshipped the impersonal Brahman, the unmanifested. Then in the next verse 12.2 you can just refer, Krishna is giving the answer. Like the Supreme Personality of God, it said, those who fix their mind on my personal form and are always engaged in worship me with great and transcendental faith are considered by me to most perfect. So actually, this is what Krishna is telling. If you worshipping my personal form, this is best. That is the best. So there is a lot of examples there, like what impersonalism they do. They worship Brahman. So you can just say it is telling a mother that, mother, I don't want this world. I don't want to solve anything. I'm just feeling. You take me back to your home. Like it is a disappointing your mother. So, in the same time, like what were like it is disappointing. Like you don't want to solve anything. The same like there is a glass. Glass is there, and you can say one Madhumakshi. So he's just touching. This is Brahman. He's just touching the Brahman, and he's not able to release anything. He got liberated, and he merged with the Brahman. So let's suppose there is a four wall painted. They got liberated and they merged with the Brahman. They got liberated. That is there. But they are not going Goloka, or they are not able to reciprocate with the Lord. Oh, and this is Krishna saying, this is troublesome. Why this is troublesome? Because like it is said, like the soul is eternal, and he is a person. The soul is person, and Supreme Lord is also person. So both are person, and if so that they can can exchange each other. But if I just I'm just giving a four white painted wall, so there is a crazy or child is there. He's always being a tendency to be personal or something, do something, and you just keeping her or him in a wall. So what will be his condition? There is no rasa. He will not able to reciprocate with each other. He got liberated, and he will be there, and he is like in there like so. Will it be okay? Like Krishna is telling, it is troublesome. I think that sloka also there. Yes, bro. 12.5. Correct. Net slow हो रहा है. Net slow. Correct. So, just telling, for those whose mind are attached to unmanifested impersonal feature of the supreme advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who was embodied. But it is very difficult to worship Brahman. So that is why Arjuna inquiring, "Okay, what is the best?" And Krishna is answering, "My personal form is best. That you should worship." And if you ask him like impersonal Brahman, so he'll not able to reciprocate with the Lord. So that is why. So I think you got your answer. Yes, yes. Sukdev Goswami. Sukdev Goswami. Yes, yes, yes. हाँ ब्रह्मेति परमात्मेति भगवानेति